Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the world of Unix shells. So what is this shell scripting or shell? If you have ever wondered what a shell is and how it is work or why it is so important when running the commands in your terminal, this video is for you. In our last video, we have ran some commands using different functions. While some have worked, but others didn't work. To figure out why, first of all, we need to understand what is Unix shells, the backbone of how we interact with the operating system. So let's break it down step by step from what a shell is and how it communicates with your system. Stick around and by the end you will have a solid grasp of these Unix shells. So if you are new here, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our deep dive technical tutorials. Let's get started. So what is the Unix shell? So first of all, you need to understand. To understand shells, let's revisit the concept from our Node.js. So which I have explained you in our starting of the Node.js thing. So I have shown you a picture something like this. First of all, we will be having our hardware, something like storage. These are all the hardwares you'll be having, network card, RAM. These are all the things you'll be having. The hardware that is nothing but CPU, memory, storage, network card. These are all the stuff you'll be having is in hardware. And on the top of your hardware, there is an operating system. So, but here is the key. The core of the operating system is called the Unix kernel. So that is the normal thing. So you will be having operating system, but the operating system's core is nothing but the kernel, the Unix kernel. Whether it is a Linux means Linux kernel, Unix means Unix kernel, and Windows means Windows kernel. You will be having it. The kernel is where the magic it happens. It is the part of the OS that talks directly to your hardware. So the kernel is it is a part of the OS. The kernel is the one which will talks to your hardware, handling the system calls. Think of these as requests to do things like creating file, allocating memory, or send network packets. These are all the system calls. These all are called as the system calls. These are all done by the Unix kernel. Whether it is a Windows, Linux, or Mac OS, each has its own kernel. But today we are focusing on the Unix kernel, the heart of the Unix-based systems like Linux and Mac OS. Now, sitting on the top of this kernel, we have a special process called as a shell. On the top of the Unix kernel, we have the shell. So shell, you think that shell is something like a Unix kernel, you'll be thinking, not like that. It's just an application, just like our Node.js application. So which we will be trying to see in our process, right? In our task manager or activity manager or monitor, you will be able to see the same thing Node.js, just like the Node.js, this shell is also an application or the like web browser or something like that. But it is a critical one, but it is a most important one. Normally, the shell application is written in a C programming language and it acts as a middleman between you and the Unix kernel. So that is the main thing. So what does this shell do? So whenever you open your terminal and type commands like ls or mkdir, the shell take these commands, talks to the Unix kernel and then shows you the result in your terminal. It is like a translator for your operating system. Here is how it works. When you type a command in the terminal, the shell interprets it, communicates with the kernel using system calls, and then the kernel does the heavy lifting, like creating a file or listing a directory. The kernel sends the result back to the shell, which displays them in your terminal. Simple, right? So normally, if you try to see whenever you are having the terminal like this, okay. So whenever I type this ls, so this is our terminal and this is our shell script. I'll try to show you. So now whenever you type the ls and press enter, so here this ls command, it will be interpreted and it will be converted, or what I want to say is it will translate it or something like that. So when you, so the shell interprets it, so and communicates with the kernel. So now it will the shell communicates with the kernel. How it will communicate with the kernel? Using the system calls. System calls means here the set of programs or something like that. I will try to tell you. And using the system calls, that ls command will be interpreted, and using the system calls, it will communicate with the kernel and it will give you the data. So here user types command in the terminal displays the interface, shell interprets the command, kernel executes the system calls, and now it returns to the user. So kernel has the system calls. Now when this command is again, so it executes the system call and it will give you the output. I will try to show you these all things. Now let's talk about the system calls. We keep mentioning. So all the time I am trying to tell about the system calls, right? Let's try to see. System calls are how applications like the shell talk to the kernel. So system calls are also how applications like the shell talk to the kernel. They are like specific instructions you can give the OS to perform tasks such as opening a file, allocating memory, or sending a network packet. Since the shell is written in C, it has access to those system calls through special C headers like Unix standard library, short for Unix standard library. In C, you include these headers to get function that let you directly interact with the kernel. For example, there is a system call called open that lets you create or open a file. So these system calls are generally it's a what I can say is it's a Unix standard libraries headers like that, and which will typically written in the C. And as the shell is also written in C, so they can make use of the system calls and it can interact with the kernel. So normally, if you try to see so open, so you will be having the manual command open, which is a system call, and this one system call called open that lets you create or open a file. So it will use the header Unix standard this one. So we'll try to see. Shell uses these system calls behind the scenes to execute your commands. When you type touch new file.txt, the shell translates that into a system call to create a file. So now this one will be translated into a system call. System calls are set of C programming languages. Pretty cool, right? System calls are the interface between applications and the kernel. They provide a standardized way to request services from the operating system. Shell uses system calls to execute user commands, converting simple terminal commands into appropriate kernel requests. Exploring system calls with the man pages. Let's try to see about these system calls. If you are curious about the system calls, you can explore them using man pages. Man means manual, the built-in documentation in Unix system. For example, typing man ls gives you the details about the ls command, but man pages are divided into sections. So now let's try to see in the terminal. If I try to type man command here, okay, and here sorry man ls, now it is giving you the general command. So here it is giving it is a general command, and here you will be able to see the list directory command. So you will be able to see all the details about this one. So now if you try to see here section 1, general commands like msr. So these are the manual pages are divided into sections. Like first one is the first section, general commands, and the section 2 is the system calls, which is our focus here, and the last one is section 3 is the C library functions. To check a system call, you specify the section. For example, man to open. So now here if you try to see here, let's say that I want to check about this manual of open. Okay, if I try to press enter, so this one you are getting able to see it's a general command. Open means open files and directories. But there is also another man in the system call. So if you try to check it in this one, so here this one is a system calls manual, and this uses the header fcntl.h. So this is the header file in the C language. So now this is the system call which will uses the man. So this is the system call open. So now this the file. So here what does it do? Open it opens or create a file for reading or writing. So that is the main thing. So now let's try if I type man to open means I see it's a system call that needs the fcntl.h header. Unix systems has hundreds of these system calls, typically a few hundred depending on the OS. Let's do a quick demo on my Linux virtual machine, whatever the machine you are having, to see the full list of system calls. If you type man to system calls, I get an overview of all system calls available in the Linux or Unix or something like that. So here I am using the Mac. So let's try to see. So man, so what is the trailing? Man to system calls, right? Man to sys calls. If I try to press enter, so here we don't have this one all. So but it's giving you the overall thing. So if I try to run something like this list is long, so let's say I will run man to sys calls rather than mc. So this one we will be saving in the file and all those things, checking it. So that's not needed. So now system calls are typically accessed through C. So normally you need to understand that here. So system calls normally accessed through C, not shell scripts, Python or JavaScript. So now that means system calls, whatever the system calls are having, typically they will be accessed only in the C programming language, not in the shell script or Python or JavaScript. Why? Because Unix itself is written in C and the OS provides the C headers to make system calls accessible. Shells, being C application, use these headers to talk to the kernel. So now shell C application written in C that with direct access to the system libraries. So interface provided by the operating system and core of the operating system that manages the hardware. So when you run a command in your shell, it's the shell C code making system calls to the kernel. This is why shells are so powerful. So they have direct access to the OS's core function. So how do you open a shell? So now, how do you actually get a shell running? It starts with a terminal. The terminal, sometimes called as an TTY also in documentation, is an application you open by clicking its icon or launching it from your OS. Terminal users open terminal application by clicking its icon. So terminal tells the Unix kernel to start a shell process, and kernel finds the shell application whether it is a bash or G shell and spawns a new process. Shell is now running and ready to accept user commands. When you open the terminal, it tells the Unix kernel, hey, start a shell process for me. The kernel goes to our storage, finds the shell application like bash shell and spawns a new process. And that's your shell ready to accept commands. Every time you open a new terminal tab, the kernel creates a new shell process. So you can have multiple shells running at once, each independent of each other. The terminal is just the interface while the shell does the heavy lifting. So not all shells are same. There are different types of shells, each with its own features and syntax. Some popular ones include bash, the default on many Linux systems and older Mac OS versions, and G shell, the default on modern Mac OS, known for its customization plugins, and Corn shell, popular in some enterprise environments. So I will try to see. Each shell has its own way of handling commands. For example, a script written for bash might need tweaks to work in G shell. When you open a terminal, it runs your system's default shell, but you can switch shells by typing their name like G shell or bash. So why you should care about shells? Because they are your gateway. Because they are your gateway to the Unix kernel. Whether you are running simple commands like ls, writing scripts, or debugging, why some commands fail? Understanding shells helps you work more effectively with your system. So here at the top you'll be having the terminal, second you'll be having the shell, and third one kernel, and fourth one is the hardware. To recap, the shell is a C application that uses system calls to talk to the Unix kernel. You access it through a terminal and lets you run commands, manage process, and interact with your OS. Different shells like bash or G shell offer unique features, but they all serve the same core purpose. That's it guys for today's deep dive into Unix shells. Now you know what a shell is, how it works with the kernel, and why it is so important for running commands. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more technical tutorials. In our next video, we will explore how to debug these commands and that didn't work in our last video. So using our new shell knowledge, so these all things we'll try to see. So hope you understood about this one. So we will, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.